Everybody would be bodybuilder, but nobody else is heavy ass weights.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 61 of Buckets of Duckets. Did you miss us? You don't have to answer. We already know that. I'm Chase Myers. I'm out here in Seattle, Washington. Every week, I talk to my best friend, hilarious comedian who lives down in Louisiana, the one, Josh Watts.
Good evening, shitheads. It's the Mohawk Meat Castle, a.k.a. the Muscles of Mayhem. I've been day drinking all fucking day. I got 2 weeks of shit to get into. I got some neighborhood Watts to talk about. Some of my neighbors are fucking idiots, and I want to fight them. Let's get into talking some shit. Like and subscribe right down here, and write us a nice review, you motherfuckers.
Couldn't have said it any better. Yeah, but all right, so let's just wherever you want to start. It's been a couple weeks. This is our longest break that we've had since we've created the world's greatest podcast. And so yeah, however you want to catch up on the last 3 weeks.
Okay. My dad died. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So we took some time off. I've been real fucked up about it. I'm starting to feel back to normal. Want to get back to the show. Some of the people on the podcast sent me some really nice messages. I don't want to cry and get into it again, but I genuinely really appreciate it. It was great for you to reach out. And I might look a little different because if you notice my face, my son found my clippers.
How could I not? How could I not notice your face?
Chase,
come on.
Dad dying, beard getting cut off. Was like it's so close. It's
pretty
such
tough.
a close race.
You don't deserve those back-to-backs like that.
Oh, dude, it was two L's in a row. I was sitting down on a stool. This sounds like I'm making this up, but I was sitting down on a stool crying because my dad had died, and so I'm literally sitting on a stool in the bathroom crying, and I didn't hear. I usually cut my hair with a clipper that I just keep it on a little stand in the bathroom and not even thinking about it. And to cheer me up while I was crying on a stool, my son, my former son, he's in a good home now. My former son just unplugged my clippers and walked over and just pushed them against my neck right here. Just whack. It's like I got this wacky.
I can see it a little bit. I didn't notice that was the first time you showed me that side.
Oh, man, it fucking hurt. He just walked up and stuck it on my head.
That is the funny story. I like how you were like, this is going to sound fake. Because you know, like every kid in school, whenever they get a bad haircut or they shave their head or something, they'd be like, bro, I was just sitting there and my fucking cousin just came up and I was like, what? What are you doing? What? Like, yeah.
I can promise you, I have never once, not one time in my entire fucking life, have I got done trimming my beard and gone, I'm really glad I cut my beard shorter than it was. Not one fucking time ever. Ever. Yeah. This was done to me. Not for me, not by me, to me! Victim!
Not happy about it.
Oh, dude, I was so sad. And like my neck is really pale compared to the rest of my body because my sweet big dick beard was just hanging down here. Like a big old fat dick, letting everybody know what a man I was, just hanging down here.
Just a big dick on my chest.
Just a big fucking dick
on my chest.
Dangling off my chin, letting everybody know I don't fuck around.
God damn. Damn, that's manly. Fuck.
So I had to trim it up a little bit. I'm still sexy as fuck, but
no doubt, dude.
The clippers are gone, dude. I'm just gonna I got a stinky LSU hat that I wear when I work out. I'm just gonna wear a hat every day until my hair is down into my asshole. We're going to see what happens. I'm going to get dreadlocks. Can white people have dreadlocks now? It's 2021. No. Are they cool with it yet? Nobody's cool with it yet?
Nobody's cool with it.
Fuck. Nobody?
No, not one person.
Fuck.
A couple people tried in the early 90s. And it's like every 10 years they give it another shot. And we go, no, that's not going to work.
Can I be the guy that does it this 10 years? Can I be the guy that everybody's like, you know what? Nah.
if you want to take that heat, that's on you, man. If you want to do that, I listen. So one of my leads at my job, used to have dreads, and he is a white person. And I just straight up was like, I can't respect you until and and he cut him. He had him for like years, and he cut him after like a month of the job. And I asked him, I was like, so man, how does it feel? And he was like, it's so weird because people don't look at me when I walk in the grocery store anymore. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that being a thing for you.
Dude, same thing with the beard. I feel, do you know how stupid and ridiculous a grown man looks with a fucking sweet mohawk and a short beard? I look like a fucking asshole. Every time I walk in, everybody's like, sweet mohawk. Wait a minute. Is that beard short? Fuck this guy. Fuck him. And then they throw eggs at me. Everywhere I've been since they've trimmed my beard, somebody's throwing an egg at me.
I read about that. I read that people are packing eggs now.
They're like, your beard sucks, that's why your dad died. And then they hit me with an egg. And I was like, dude, Jesus Christ.
Dude, people could be so harsh. Jesus, fuck.
Man, fuck a Winn-Dixie, bro. Y'all ain't got a heart in here? God damn.
Can I get a heart in this Winn-Dixie? How about that?
Jesus Christ, bro.
Look, that's not why I come to Winn-Dixie to get shit on and eggs thrown at me. That's not the Winn-Dixie way.
You think I came to this Winn-Dixie to get my fucking feelings hurt? Is that what you think happened? Hey, watch. If you're watching this on YouTube, I just turned around because this is a cooler bag that I used to keep my baby's breast milk in and is now used for my beer because life is sad and is always a downhill battle. Things don't ever get better. They just get sadder. That's how life is. And I've accepted it. That's, you either don't have a dad, you don't have a beard. You know, like it's just, you don't have a job, you don't have a podcast to do, your shows are canceled.
You know what I've accepted is how much I'm going to have to carry this show. That's actually what I've just accepted after this conversation.
No, I got a joke. You know what's really funny?
Let's see what you think about, bud.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah, dude. I've been drinking a little bit today too. I did a show today. I've already done a show today.
Is that with the cat that died?
No, no. No cat died.
It's on the list of stuff I wanted to bring up with you tonight. Dead cat.
You think I wasn't gonna bring it up? All right, fuck. Let's back up to yesterday because I gotta
back up to yesterday.
Yeah, see, I was gonna go cutesy about this story too, but you've already like tainted it with like, is a cat gonna die in it? Like I was gonna do a big surprise of I'm
sorry.
Don't you?
I'll edit this out. We can surprise it right now.
Don't you fucking dare. You fucking go whatever you feel. All right. So I can fucking roll with it, Josh. All right, it's only been 3 weeks, okay? I didn't forget how to podcast, okay? So.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just performing anywhere now, bro. Like, people are like, hey, we got a mic behind this dumpster. You want to come stand there? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'll fucking rock that dumpster, bro. Give me that. And so I've just been performing outside a lot. I think one of the last shows I did, I talked about how I just performed in the forest. I was just out
you're a woods guy
in the forest. I'm a woods man. I'm a man of the woods. That's what I am. And so Monica Nevy, my friend, you know Monica, she toured Louisiana years ago when we met her at a show, and she is my buddy out here. And so she has rich friends that she played college basketball with, and there's
That's nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. And so there's like a farm or something. It's called the Funny Farm. It had nothing to do with comedy until we took over, and it is a farm, but it was like a private. It's basically this woman's house, but it was so nice that I was like, "Is this even a house? What is this?" Like, I don't.
You don't live here. Is this a museum?
Yeah. This doesn't right. Yeah. Is this? I have to pay to like enter, right? Like, is there somebody that's gonna walk me around? Like, don't touch anything, right? Like, got to. And
big fat load of cum.
People need to know some things to understand what you just said, bro. You can't just be throwing that reference out like everybody just gonna roll with it.
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about in my so many beers in head pulling up a weird reference to I Think You Should Leave was fit perfectly with Nice House, but
I mean, it did, but the people might not understand why.
I watched that.
Yeah. So big fat loaded cum. I'm walking through this lady's house, right? And I'm just touching everything, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna steal.
Just jizzing.
And which is most. You got to stop though, Josh. It's nice.
I said jizzing, not expecting you to threaten to steal everything in the house, and now I wish I hadn't said anything. Just trying to figure out how I could rob these motherfuckers.
Jism. Jism. Did you say jism? Because in that sketch he says jism right now. I thought this was gonna be a more jism appropriate bit. I didn't. You really let me down there, Chase.
You know how many times we've talked about jism on this podcast? I don't understand
most of them. I know the beats. I understand how this goes. It's 1, 2, big loaded cum. 3, 4, jism. I know how it goes. I know the rhythms of Buckets of Duckets, bro. All right. And so that's mostly what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks, is just performing at vastly weirder rich people's houses, right?
That's fucking awesome.
And so I'm at this person's house. It's a farm, but also it's their house, and it's like I'm just performing out, like literally their patio, like I guess that's what they call. I feel like the architect would call it something different than that. But what I can understand it to be is a patio is so nice that was the stage. Like, and it came out like it had the perfect like go out, come back in, like as if it was made for stand up comedy. And so it
definitely isn't called a patio. It's definitely not called a patio.
No, right? I don't know what
it's a Berdenza or something.
It's dude. I don't know, but I like that.
I watch a lot of HGTV. I don't want to brag, but
don't put me down like that, bro. All right, like I'll watch some HGTV. And so me, Monica, this guy Amani Taylor, who I hadn't seen. It's funny, I'm still like seeing people that I haven't seen in like 2 years since the pandemic that I'm running. And so like this comic is the one. He is the one that like hosts a show around here that's like it's like the closest to the station of like what I remember the station being of just kind of chaos every now and then. Every now and then it's special, but like shit's always happening. Like somebody got hit with a bat there. Like there's all kind of stuff. Like that's the one where like stories happen, and he is the sweetest guy. He's the only person that can host in that fucking filth of a room that he hosts, where it's just chaos every day. He goes, you know how people will go up on stage after they've been introed and the applause is kind of like off, and they'll be like, "Oh, you could do better than that. Come on, give me more, fucking clap for." You know how they do that shit. Yeah. And
I do it. John, I do it.
I haven't got to yell like that in a while, but you inspired me to like, hey, you know what? Fucking
feels
step
good.
on the gas right quick.
Let it out.
And so. And so he's hosting the show at these rich people's houses, and so the Monica brings him up because she's the one that knows. She's like, hey, rich people, these guys are cool. Don't worry, they're with me. Here's some honey.
They know other rich people, so they'll know not to touch. So stuff. They get it.
They know. Okay, I talked to them. They completely know. They're gonna just stare at the ground, and
they won't even talk to you unless you start the conversation. They know better.
And they know, right? They know, right? And we just gave thumbs up, and it was cool. So anyway, they bring Amani up, and they give him, like they're not sure how a comedy show works. Applause. By the way the seating is it's just a yard, and people are just brought chairs, and they're sitting picnic. It's the closest to like, I even made this joke on stage. I was like, this is how I start my cult. I've been looking for ways. I was like, I've done so few shows where people are sitting Indian style in front of me, but here it is. Anyway, so they introduce Amani. They give him like we don't really know what type of, and Amani, instead of doing the you pieces of shit, clap for me, he goes, guys, that applause was perfect. Oh my God. And he just like launched it. It blew my fucking mind, Josh.
Never heard that. I've never once heard that.
I have never. And he meant it. He meant like that was so nice. Like that was like I never thought.
I've never heard. I've been brought on stage before, and my first thought was, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
It never crossed my mind to be nice to the people I'm performing to. That never. And
Why would it?
It's always been a battle. As far as I'm concerned, this stage is the line drawn, and you stay on that fucking side, and you appreciate me. That's what I've always. Is that not what comedy is?
This is a fucking battle. Comedy is a battle. Comedy is a battlefield, motherfuckers.
This is real. This
is real
life. This is my life. It's my life on that
stage. I'm out here in
these
trenches, motherfuckers, working.
I'm fucking on these patios, these fancy rich patios, just giving these people the business, okay? And so when I go up and it's my turn to fucking give a fucking generation-defining set, as I've known to do, generations start every show. Every new show is a new generation because I'm just breaking in a new people. I'm just breaking in new masses every time. And so I'm up there, and I don't need the help. I'm fucking destroying anyway. I'm up there for 3 minutes. I'm telling them they not better than me. I'm telling them yeah, I'm telling them where they can fucking... I love that the guy
before you was like, that was perfect. Thank y'all so much. Your first thing, you ain't better than me. How about
that? You ain't never been better than me. I tell you what you can do with that applause. You can fucking shove it right up your ass, okay? I don't need it. If you think that I came here because I need your approval, you're a fucking out of your mind. So anyway,
patio.
I was at the grocery store the other day, right? I'm at the grocery store. Just launching into observational traffic, right? I mean, traffic is... when are they going to be done working on the highways?
Why don't make the airline out of the airline food? You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? The whole thing could be a black box. So I'm doing that. I'm 3 minutes into maybe the greatest set they've ever seen.
That's the best punchline ever. That's the best punchline ever.
It works for everything. and they are like, how could this possibly get better? And I tell you how it could get better. Adorable kitten that I learned named Cheeto the cat decided that she wasn't worried.
That's adorable.
Just walked right up on stage while I'm performing. I stopped everything. Everything stopped. I dropped the mic. I didn't even continue doing bits into the mic as like, oh, let's make that. It was just me and a kitty. It was just me. I was just on my back, and the kitty was on its back, and I was just rubbing its legs, and people watched me do that for 20 minutes. And it was
a dog would sit on the side of the stage and be like, oh, I don't want to. This is a show. I don't want to just walk out here and be an asshole and interrupt the people. And the cat's like, fuck this. I'm going out there, bro.
Strutted.
This dude's funny. He's going to rub my belly. Rub my belly, funny man. Rub my belly.
The cat. I did. I know my fucking role. Yes,
and
I know. And the cat came from like where we come off stage. It was like I was like, ladies and gentlemen,
from the green room.
Cheeto the cat. Like, and I didn't see the cat before the show. I don't know where the cat came from, but the cat came from the green room, and I just gave it the stage.
Yeah, dude, that's what you do. You just give it the stage.
Carly, that was the girl that's whose money it was. It was Carly's money.
Whose money? I'll put a picture of Carly's money in right here.
Yeah, this is her money right there. And I mean, I'll send you a picture of the cat. So you could see how nice the house is. And
stuff. I got it. I saved it and sent it to Michelle in the living room. I sent it to Michelle on the other side of the couch. Look at Chase petting a cat. She was like, "That's adorable." Oh, just from the other end of our couch. We're right next to each other. We ain't talking.
Hey. I'm glad I could bring y'all together, you know? I'm glad.
Thank you for that.
And Cheeto the cat. And so, I just want to help the family, you know what I'm saying? And so, I'm on stage, killing, cat comes out. I was riffing. I was actually kind of I was in my bag, Josh. I was doing all kind of shit. Nobody claimed.
I didn't want to interrupt your story too much, but this sounds like the exact Chase Meyer set I like to watch. I like it because I don't want to say formulaic, but you have your set and it's fucking great. But I like to watch you improv. I like to watch you riff. I like to watch you go in the moment,
bro. Man, I got a bunch of plates spinning. But
3 weeks.
I could do it. Fucking pull one on my nose. I can fucking handle this. And so I know that about myself too, and it's been a thing that I've always. And you remember whenever I had that fucking meltdown at my show that probably wasn't that bad, but I threw a hissy, like I just pouted, and there was like fireworks, and I was just sad under the fireworks.
And we talked about it for 3 episodes.
Yeah, you remember that? So it turns out I talked about it for 3 episodes because it really did something to me. It really fucking struck a chord with me because I just had this moment where I was like, man, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, like I've said enough. I felt like kind of in a rut. I felt like I didn't feel comfortable on stage. That moment like kind of kicked me in my ass. But I have been improving so much more on stage because I'm trying to let myself have those moments. Because I honestly, it's because of this podcast. Because I think back to like we never know what the fuck we're gonna say on here, and it's always great. It's always the greatest thing that ever happened to whoever's listening. And so I was like, well, I could just do that into a microphone on the stage, like why? And so. Dude, I'm so cocky about it. Listen to what the fuck I did. I'm the biggest asshole. I haven't forgot about the cat story, by the way. I still
it's crazy you say this because since the last time on the podcast when we talked, I haven't done any shows because you said that I wasn't funny anymore, and I quit comedy. I stopped doing. I haven't done a single joke since then.
Well, see, here's the thing: is the juice from killing your dreams just fed me. I just took all that energy.
You absorbed that energy.
No, because I ate that dick at Go Brewing or whatever, and I was like, never. Who I gotta take out? My best friend. I'll take my best friend out. I'll absolutely destroy him. It is what it is. It is what. Look, if it's between me and you, buddy, we've been partners this whole time, but now it's just the 2 of us, and we had to pick. And look.
Hey, when it comes down to the last 2 people in a Royal Rumble, Demolition's going to fight. The Road Warriors going to fight. Steiner Brothers toss each other over the rope. That's how it works. I get it. Hey, look, all's fair in love, war, and comedy.
And podcasting. And so with your juice, I've been out there just riffing so much, like a lot, dude. I really have been. I've been like changing up even jokes that I know. I've been making myself tell them in different ways. Just to have different energy on stage, and that's awesome. I'm really cranking out some innovative stuff over here, dude. I'm really excited about what.
I've always thought you were funniest when you're trying something new or trying to change something, and I don't know if that's because I know you, so I get to see your reaction to how it's going or what. But that's awesome. I love your improv is always some of my favorite stuff. When you shit on people or riff on the crowd or shit on the crowd, specifically shit on the crowd.
Yeah. That's usually where it comes out, which is so funny. It's like, I go up there and I'm doing and like, oh, this is a polished guy or whatever. But then suddenly somebody makes me mad and it's like, oh, this dude's talented. This dude, I haven't heard somebody call somebody a piece of shit like that before. That show
we did in Ponchatoula where you spent the first 10 minutes making fun of that one guy in the front row with the sunglasses and that you thought would say the word epic all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Chase dedicated 5 minutes of his set to just a guy in the crowd that had sunglasses on at 10:30 at night in the bar. And Chase just made a whole joke about how this guy doesn't do anything but say epic. And it took, I don't know, half your set before he realized you were making fun of him. And it was just...
I was describing this dude without him realizing I was
talking about his shirt. You just standing there with your dumb cargo shorts and just fucking... right there. And I was like,
everybody in the bar was looking at him like, dude, he's talking about you. And he just never realized it.
I saw that and I was like, me and this dude are going to have the best podcast the world has ever seen. That right there.
Clearly.
Snapping necks and cashing checks for sure within a week. And we were.
Dude. Right. I cashed my first check 3 days in. I snapped my first neck 2 days in. So it was there.
You were a fast learner. It was great.
Like that's when you see... like when you see results so quickly, like it really fires you up. You know? It makes you keep moving. So I'm playing with this cat. I'm petting this cat. I'm riffing. I'm doing a lot of good stuff. And the owner, the Carly, the one with the money,
house or cat owner or both?
Both. Ooh, and so she goes, yeah, this son of a bitch has a cat too.
You got a house and a cat. God damn.
Yeah. There's horses everywhere too. Like, it's
all right, Ted DiBiase. Jesus Christ!
I'm performing off their porch and into like a neighborhood, and it's just echoing. It's just echoing to everybody. And so I kept making jokes about how I'm performing for 20,000 people and stuff like that because I might have been like I really am just echoing out to the world. Like who knows who was hearing me? I'm petting the cat. I'm riffing. She tells me the cat's name is Cheeto, so I keep playing. And then she's like, just kick him off. And I was like, I'm not kicking your cat, lady. Are you out of your mind?
Lord.
Like that's not what I'm gonna do. It's like
just stomp on his face, stand on his neck. He'll be fine.
What if I would have? What if I'd been like, oh really? And just picked the cat up and punted it like Anchorman style, like Jack Black on fucking Anchorman, just punted the cat. All right, now where were we?
That's exactly what went through my head when you said, you took something I love, well now I'm doing this. That's exactly what went through my head.
I forgot that was the line. I totally forgot that was the line.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest movies in the history of the world to me. So yeah, that's exactly what went through. You took something I love, so now this is happening.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun though. It really was.
Could you imagine the crowd if you just kicked the cat over them and they watched it, and then you're like, so I went to get some donuts the other day, and they're like, bro, this fucking psycho.
What she told me? She told me. Oh,
but if you win the crowd back over after murdering a cat in front of them,
punting a cat, yeah,
you've done something.
I made a joke. I did make a joke about how me and Cheeto were gonna have a Scar Mufasa moment. I was like, where I'm gonna hold her over this ledge because I was performing on this big ledge because everything's big because they're rich. Yeah. And
I know how that works.
Yeah. But I did that. That's a legit riff that I got off while I was before. I got this whole Lion King riff off.
Yeah, good.
I was really happy.
Any Lion King riff is always good.
I did that. I was like, Scar, brother. Like I did the whole like. I'm on fire right now on stage.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So another. I'm just gonna go through all the outdoor shows. I got 3 of them. I got 3 outdoor stories. So the week before, Travis gets some gig, and they just like book him. They have no idea how a comedy show works. They're just
love that.
Yeah. So the people I performed for last night, the rich people, they were like kind of my age, rich people. So it was fun. Like they kind of understood me. The rich people that I don't enjoy performing for are the old rich. That is because there's no, at least like the rich people of my age, they've at least been around some of the same poorness. Yeah, that I've been around. These people have exiled themselves from poor people for so long. Like for the longest time, they have not had to deal with any of that. And so I just never really connect with them. And so Travis, my roommate, 6'9", you guys know the deal. He gets some gig where it's like, this winery, they just want to do a show. And so we're like, yeah, cool. But they just booked Travis. And Travis was like, can you please just come open for me? And I was like, dude, fucking yes, absolutely. And
so to book a comedy show, they just got this one dude and we're like, you're it.
Yes, that was going to be. Travis was just going to do an hour and a half in front of these people.
I've done that for a corporate gig. It's the worst thing that can ever happen.
I've had to do stuff like that too. Those one people shows are tough. It's
the worst thing that could ever happen.
I was doing this Christmas party one time, and I was just in a conference room of like a fucking DoubleTree or whatever, and I'm just performing, standing in front of like a buffet that they had out for everybody. And while I'm performing, the people are checking to make sure that like if they need to refill the green beans and stuff.
That's
it's what's going on behind me.
I did a show with Jason Leonard at 8:30 in the morning for a realtors convention at a restaurant, and I shit you not, they sang Happy Birthday and cut a cake during my set. I was in front of them in an empty restaurant at 8:30 in the morning talking, and these fat fucks were cutting up cake to eat it while I'm telling goddamn gold.
How do you wake up rude?
I remember thinking like I'm very confident in how funny I am. But I remember that morning I was like, oh, I'm probably only funny after like 3. Like
there is a time.
It's way too early.
There is a time. Stand-up comedy in the morning is strange. Nobody's ready for it. The comedian's definitely not ready for it. They've never even woke up that early. Like
the guy who hired us to do that show the whole time was going. That's why that show happened 3 years ago, and it's never happened since.
Yeah, one and done. We did it.
Yeah,
we did it.
I went to your fucking Shoney's and told jokes. It was the Shoney's.
That's amazing.
It was at a Shoney's just right around the corner. Yeah, they didn't have the food out for us. We couldn't eat if the food wasn't for us.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yep.
That's my hell. It's being in a Shoney's that I can't get to the never-ending baking pile. They
didn't even give me any of the fucking birthday cake that they cut up and sang about while I was doing my goddamn art. While I was performing my art, they cut up a cake and sang about it, and they didn't give me any of it. Not any of it. Not even like, oh, you can lick the bottom of it when we're done cutting it up. They told me specifically, you can't lick the bottom of the cake thing when we're done with it. And I was like, God damn.
God damn, they threw it away just the second it was done.
Right in front of my face. Half the cake on it. They just threw it in the trash.
No one wants this.
But the Cheeto. We jumped off the Cheeto. You posted pictures of your show with Cheeto.
Oh, right. So, I forgot that was the part. I
don't want to miss that message.
In my head, the ending was the Lion King bit, and me being like, "Wasn't that riff so good?" Nah. All right. I thought that was the big climax. I totally forgot about what just happened. Nope. So I posted those pictures. I posted those pictures on Facebook and Instagram because somebody got a perfect moment of the cat walking up onto the stage,
it's
me
adorable.
Noticing the cat, and then me starting to pet the cat while it's on stage.
It's adorable.
Right?
Chase is on a stage, squatted down, holding a microphone, just petting this big old floofy, sweet-looking cat, and I could see the joy in your face. I know by just the way your body's positioned, this is one of the highlights of your life. I can see it through.
I felt so
screen.
safe. I felt so safe. I was just so loose and just lost in that kitty. You know what I'm saying? And
so safe.
That's how I'm gonna start describing.
That's the funniest way to possibly describe petting a cat. I felt safe. Petting the cat.
Petting this cat. All my worries were gone whenever I petted this cat. It was just me and the cat. And that's all I had. That's all I
was
wanted.
on a lot of mushrooms. I don't know if that plays into it or not.
And the the mushrooms. But so by the way, I kept thinking of like, all right, what do? Do I just post like, hey, check it out, this cat ran up on stage last night, waka waka, right? Is that a post? Do I go a story in 3 parts and post the 3 pictures but I was like, but that's some real internet shit. I don't want to do that. And I was like, well, everybody will understand my sense of humor and understand my sarcasm because I have such a far-reaching internet presence on social media where I'm constantly making jokes and people understand my life through Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you know everything about me. Clearly they're going to understand whenever I say it was an honor to share the stage with Cheeto the cat, that I just meant it was a privilege to share the stage with a cat, like as if I was performing with an icon, because that's what I was performing with in my head. And I was like, people will understand that. And then the very first like was a crying reaction on Facebook, and I was like, well, that's not right. And then Josh was there pretty quickly, and he did a caring reaction, and I was like, okay, this is not like the first 2 likes are like not laughter or love or anything. They're people were worried, and so I text Josh. I was like, does this seem like this cat died? Is this like my? And Josh was like, yeah, I totally thought the cat died, and I got so fucking paranoid about Josh. Since we've talked, I went through and edited it. I literally wrote edit. I was like,
cat's still alive.
Cat is totally still here. We didn't lose a comedy icon, and I went back through my gallery on my phone and was like, funny. Oh, I got a picture of me and Cheeto the cat on stage back in 2013. I remember way back when. Like, that's not what happened. Like, this happened last. I was trying to be like, look how crazy my life is. I perform in people's backyards, and cats come up to me and stuff. Like, waka waka, isn't that fun? And no, people were worried. And so...
I've been back on Facebook for my toy groups, checking. I'm looking for a specific toy, and I keep pointing to this King Shark toy behind me. I'm trying to find a specific toy. So I've been on Facebook in my toy groups, and I pulled open Facebook, and I saw Chase, my best friend in the world, petting this cute cat. And then this post that, I'm not going to tell you what the post actually said, but what it said in my mind was, this sweet cat is dead. And I was like, oh, no! Chase pet this cat to death on stage, and now it's dead. And he's sad about it. I need to cheer my best friend up, because we were going to record tonight. So I just send a Karen reaction that I love him and let him know that I feel his loss too. We can talk about loss. I've been through it. We can deal with it together. We'll get through this. And then Chase is like, the cat's fine. The cat's fine. I just
The cat is crying.
Cat's killing it.
What happened to the cat? Yeah, the cat was the funniest part of the show. Like
I laughed
obviously.
so fucking hard when you immediately text me. Does it seem like the cat died? Like I hit the reaction on Facebook, and like 5 seconds later, I got a text from Chase. The cat's not dead. Does it seem like the cat is dead?
Because I was already, because you were the second one. That was my problem. Is because the first somebody immediately that I didn't know did a crying thing, and then you followed up with that, and I was like, "Holy fuck! Do people think
Chase murdered a cat? We just didn't
this is my tribute to Cheeto the cat? Is that what y'all think this is? This is not my tribute.
It was set to a
this
really
is a celebration.
sad song.
I'm giving Cheeto his roses while he's here, while he can smell them. That's what I'm trying to do.
It was a slideshow set to Dave Matthews and that Green Day song about I've had the time of my life. I knew. I was like, either this cat just graduated high school or it's dead.
That was a weird touch. I could see why that would throw people off. That is a strange touch, but it's just I'll be missing you is the
every breath you take.
All right, so that wraps up the amazing Cheeto story.
Can I tell you something about P Diddy while we since you just
dude? I would love fucking nothing more than talk about P Diddy.
So I've been real sad about my dad, and I've just been going back through like nostalgic stuff. And there was a time in my life where I was a big old Sean Combs fan. I love P Diddy because he said stuff like, "I want to fight you, I'll fucking bite you. Can't stand nobody like you" in his songs. And I was like, I get this, dude. I relate 100%. But I was listening to one of his songs, and he said, "We used to play fight under covers. You was more than my girlfriend. We was like brothers." And
Lovers was right there.
Yeah, right? It could have been lovers, not brothers. Not that it matters but what it was. I had never heard that before, and then just being real sad and trying to focus on anything but being sad. I just hyper focused on why he said that. What?
Josh, go tell your wife that she's like your brother and see. I mean, you may not come. It might be the hottest thing.
Yeah, dude. I did, and she was so. That's why we have 2 children. Both those times.
Okay.
I was like,
that's right.
Yeah, you remind me of my brother, and she was like, "Well, let's get it. Let's fucking put a baby in me."
Well, fuck. You don't say another word. That was perfect. All I needed to hear. Okay, so Travis was going to perform for an hour and a half in front of these people, and he was like, "I need a savior. I need somebody. I need a hero." And I said, "I'm right here for you, buddy." And
he's
so
holding out for a hero.
And I was right there. You don't have to hold out. You just got to ask. And so
you just got to ask.
You just got to ask. It's the type of man I am. And so I'm out. We take separate cars. The original thing was that he was going to drive because the pay wasn't going to be that great, and it's like 3 hours away, and it's what. But it was going to be fun because we just don't get to do shows. Well, he was going to Salt Lake City right after because that's where his sister lives. She just graduated college, or maybe got her like master's. She's doing something impressive, and Travis had to go be there.
Smart.
Something smart's going on over there, and so.
She's not playing with a cat named Cheeto, I'll tell you that.
And so he had to go, he was going to there from the show. So we went separate. So I drove by myself. I actually beat him there. I drove 3 hours. I drove straight from work because I'm just a hard-working, dedicated,
yeah, dude.
Just fucking, I just got character.
This game.
I'm just there.
I've got character.
I do. And so I'm giving 110% to this warehouse during the day, and I'm driving 3 hours to this winery to give them all I got because I have character, okay? I got character and a good heart. And so I just drive my good-hearted self down there for 3 hours, and there's nothing around. There's fucking nothing. It's like one of those things where, like, you're just on the highway. It's nothing going on, and then you see, like, a little dirt road, and you're like, well, that can't, like, who the fuck ever goes down there? Me. That's who.
So,
that's
like,
who
every show in Louisiana?
Yes, but it's been a while, so it's a shock to me. And so I turned down this dirt road, Josh. I drive like a half a mile down a dirt road. This is Washington. There's not dirt roads in Washington. That's not a thing about
They don't have much
Washington State.
P&W.
No. And so I drive. That's right, Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, okay.
Don't doubt yourself.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you.
I got you, bud. And so I drive just a half a mile dirt road. There's no real signs. I'm just trusting. I'm trusting at the end of this, there will be a village of some kind that has gathered to see my comedy. Like, who comes down here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is
it's like
this?
a fisherman village.
Yeah. Hasn't had interaction with the outside world in years and stuff like that. They just know the land. It's all my granddaddy needs. All I need is just the land. It's right
Holy
here.
shit.
And so I get there, and then I get, it's like this huge, it's like a shed, this huge shed. I beat Travis there, and so I call him. I go, "You motherfucker, what the fuck? You got me driving through. I got this good heart, and you took advantage of it. You took advantage
of good heart.
of
Fuck you,
my
Travis.
good heart, and my character's gone now. My character's gone, and so
you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Travis.
You should be for what you did to me. And so I go out there, and now I see all the grapes. It's just lines of grapes and stuff, and then it starts to hit me like, oh, this is like a winery. This is not like this is like where the wine happens. Like, this is where. And so
did you instantly be like, oh fuck, I'm in Italy? Did you think that immediately?
A little bit. I was like, oh, is this? I always wanted to go to Italy. Can I jump on the back of a Vespa? Can somebody drive me around town in a Vespa? Grabbing my chest.
Where's the Vespas?
That's all I know. It's all I know about Italy is
that's good.
It's like the mob. It's like mafia and stuff. Like, it's, that's where like the mafia goes.
Gabagool.
It's like where they go to refresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't mob there, but they go back to
They
Italy.
don't mob there.
They go back there and kind of like regroup and feel
I love that
like
mob is a verb. They don't.
Yeah,
mob there.
they feel where their grandfathers mobbed before them, and they kind of.
There ain't no mafia happy. We don't mafia on this side of the world.
We don't mafia here, okay? But you take what you learned here, you go back to Jersey, you do it there.
Oh fuck!
It's all one of those type environments, but there's no fucking mob there either. It's just old rich wine people that have came out, and you ever feel like an object when you're performing?
You said wine, but you meant old rich white people, right?
Yes, that is what that means, and they sat me and Travis eventually gets there. He's crying because I just was yelling at him about how big a piece of shit he is for doing this to me or whatever. And
so Travis shows up at the show and he's just crying because you've been.
He's just crying because I've just been calling him all kind of pieces of shit.
God damn, you do that a lot.
However, I was like, "How far away are you?" He's like, 20 minutes. I was like, "Perfect. That's exactly how long I need to tell you about yourself." All right.
That's how long it takes a piece of shit to get down the road, right? Just a piece of shit sliding down the street. That's you. A sliding shit turd. A street shit. That's you, isn't it? You're sliding street shit. Fuck you. I'm already here. Fuck you.
And so they sent me and this fucking street shit at like the kiddie table. They sent us like kind of away from everybody.
Don't talk to anybody that looks like they have money. They said that?
No. Yes, and there's only like one person that's like being nice to us.
If they're not serving something, don't talk to them.
No, it's like it's. I felt like it was like a meeting of all of the people from like all the Get Out families. Like, I felt like this was like what they like before they go and grab black people. Like, this was like where they just like, let's just be white together. I felt like that was. I felt like that was what I was performing for. It's only like 12 people. It's not a lot of people. It's only like 12 people. There's like the one server was like nice to me.
12 rich people count as like, that's like 36 people.
Oh, it's a very valuable. It's the richest room I've ever.
It's a very valuable crowd.
Yeah, I've never been in front of more money than what I was right there, and And so, and by the way, it's not we're just standing under the drop that they have. Like it's like the shed, and then there's like the overhang, and then we're just under there. That's what we're doing. And Travis brought a fucking a speaker because he's at least good for that. So he brings a speaker. You remember that?
Hold on, so they didn't even have a microphone or sound or anything. Just come.
Travis was the show. Travis was gonna supply everything about it.
That.
And so now we're just plugged it into the wall, and we're standing there and just performing out of like a karaoke speaker, and everybody's drinking wine, and people have like that distant rich people stare. You know what I'm saying? Like where they. Oh,
I know that stare.
Yeah, they're looking like through me. Like some people were cool. I'm making it sound like shit than it was. It was obviously doing stand-up comedy is the most absurd.
No, they threw socks at you. Don't lie.
I mean, that was me. That was they didn't have to put rocks in them. There was no need to put rocks in the socks. Like I understood. Nobody's happy when they threw a sock. I get the sign. That means fucking wrap it up, keep it moving. I understand.
They had the butler follow behind you and spray the floor down and wipe it everywhere you stepped.
Yeah, man. And so
I hate rich people.
Oh, they're the worst. And so I'm performing, and you know, I'm just making fun of the situation. That's all I can do is just make fun of how ridiculous it is, and who are you people, and how do you even how did you even make it here? What did you do? What am I even looking at? Like, there's no way. There's not another house anywhere around here. Where'd you people fucking come from? Like, what is this? I start crowd working because, like I said, I'm improvising a lot more, and so I'm like,
hey, what's with your shirt?
The first people. I'm like, it's like a couple, they're into me. One lady said she's visited Baton Rouge before. She said it's very dangerous. That was her note about Baton Rouge, which is not wrong. And so
so she has been here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you have? Okay, cool. And but I asked them, I'm like, what do you guys do? And
where are you from? Oh, that's dangerous.
That's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Good for you for making it out here. What do you guys do? Oh, I own a company. I was like, fuck you. And so, and I was like, okay, I realized normally I ask, like, what do you guys do for a living? But I'm going to have to rephrase how I do crowd work here. And so I was like, all right, so what do you own? And I just went through each table asking them what they owned. And I got to one table, and the person was like, I own this place. And I was like, well, thank you, sir. I was like, I'll be leaving you alone for the rest of the time. And just moved on to the next people.
You have the funniest way. You can always, ever since I've known you, you can shit on somebody right to their face, but you have the key to it is to still keep it funny. Even if you're angry, you still have to be funny, or it's just you yelling at somebody. And no matter how much you've been heckled or how mad you've gotten, you always keep it funny, which puts you on top in every situation. Because if somebody's heckling you and you keep it funny, it doesn't matter. You win. But
you can be too mean. Like, I mean, I've
been too mean before.
I've seen you be too mean. I've seen it happen. Like,
I've had people be too mean to me. A guy told me I had slid under my man boobs, and I literally could not recover. I got off stage. It was 2016. He told me I had sweat under my man boobs. I was like, yeah, fuck you. All right, give it up for your host, Corey Mack.
We're done here. Okay.
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
My fucking tits are sweating, people. I gotta go. It's over. The show's over. All right? Once titties are sweating, what more do you need to see, you monsters?
But you've always had a good way of, even the people that you're shitting on don't get upset at you because you have a way of approaching it.
You got to keep it light. You got to say what you mean, keep it light. And so, yeah,
if
you go too hard, if you go too hard and your tone is a little too hard, like you can like make the whole crowd, like it just turns into silence and everybody's uncomfortable now. And it's a lot. So like, you got to try to remember, most of the time, the crowd is on your side about shutting up the loud person. They usually don't like that person, too. So every now and then, there have been times where the crowd, it is a battle, where it is like, all right, motherfuckers, I'll go through each and every one of you. Yeah. Yeah. But no, the show was dope. Travis went up after me. He did like an hour. I did like 30 minutes, and I was just like fucking off for most of it.
I've seen clips of Travis's stand-up. Travis, he handles that well. Like, is that something he likes to do? Because I like to tell jokes. Running shows is terrible, especially if you're setting up and doing everything, terrible.
He's built better for stuff like that because he does a lot of like material about his family. And that always connects, like regardless of what's going on. You can always say my dad is whatever. I know you do a lot of stuff about your kids, but I for whatever reason,
dicks and weed all day.
The trifecta of comedy, the holy grail of comedy. You can't get funnier than that. That's the next level, dude. I gotta get somebody pregnant. I gotta just do it. I've been like trying to plot my life all safely and make sure that I was like ready for it when it happens. But the funniest way is to just throw a baby at me and make me adapt. Like that's the only way that I'm going to get the Netflix special is I got to just fuck my life up a little bit here and go out there and talk about it.
So many good things have come from me having kids and not having anything fun in my life anymore that I can't even express how much fun I don't have anymore, but it's nice.
But it's nice. Things are nice. All right, I got one more. I've hogged up so much of the show.
Nah, dude.
So that was that. We performed for the wine people. It was great. Let me just tell you what they fed me. They fed me. It was a 3-course meal. But you know
Did
how
they let you eat? They let you eat with the crowd?
No, I mean we were over at the kiddie table. We were to the side.
They didn't, did they?
And
no matter how much they like you, you're different. You're not one of them.
You know, the lady's like, "Do you like wine?" I'm like, "Yeah." I to be honest, I'm trying to be humble.
Do your people like wine? Do poor people have wine?
Do y'all know about?
It's
wine?
like if you had grapefruit juice that was old. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Does that mean anything to you? Is that registering at all? I tell you what.
Oh, baby, he doesn't understand.
He doesn't. It's okay. Look, we'll just bring it out. You're gonna love it. I promise.
It's like adult juice.
It's daddy juice, is what it is, honey. That's what it is.
I'll tell you about that. I got a daddy juice thing.
I got some daddy juice for you. So
I'll tell you about daddy juice, motherfuckers.
You like wine. I'm trying to be coy. I'm like, well, I don't really like a lot about what she cuts me off. She's like, we're pairing. And I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm like, oh, okay. Which just means they're pairing it with a meal. Like they have the wine picked out for my dumb taste buds. And so.
Sure, it all tastes like laundry water. So.
How dare you? How dare you? That's people's whole personalities is wine. All right.
You ain't lying.
No, for sure. I just performed for them. So you know how rich people eat tiny foods? You know how everything's tiny? And so that's what it was. So they brought me out like a charcuterie board, just some cheese and crackers, not like Lunchables, like fancy cheeses and crackers.
What is it?
A charcuterie board is what it's called.
Is that what it's called, or is that how you?
No, that's legit. Yeah, charcuterie. Huh. Yeah.
I've said that word wrong for a long time.
How do you say it? Like
charcuterie?
Charcuterie? Oh, like yeah. It's like it's
Oh no!
Oh, now I've lost it.
You're definitely right. You're definitely right. There's no way that what I thought it was is right. There's no way.
I've never been right about how you say a word, so I don't really know how to handle this situation.
Dude, the only time I've ever even seen one is in Us Weekly, so I feel like you've got it right.
I touched one, bro. It's
dude,
the most crisp cracker you've ever had. Like it snapped
so loud. They got crackers on the motherfucker?
Yo, I snapped it and birds just flew. Like it was like somebody shot a gun. And the cheese was the oldest cheese of all time. This was Andrew Jackson's cheese. Is what I ate on this.
I couldn't even say what kind of cheese it was. That's how good it was.
It was Andrew Jackson cheese on the charcuterie board. And so that was like the first thing, and then a little tiny salad, and then the main course was like it was a wrap, but it was wrapped in lettuce, like tiny, like not even like 6 inches worth of lettuce, and it just had some stuff in there, and that was like 2 bites. That was my wrap, and then a cucumber that had a shrimp on it.
Nope.
and so I was like, oh yes, just like Mama used to make a good old cucumber with the one shrimp. My mom's we've always just bought
shrimp umbers. We call them shrimp umbers.
Just shrimp umbers. Everybody there's no need to buy more than 6 shrimp, okay? There's 4 in this family. Why we need who can handle 2 shrimps, right? And so I ate my scrimp and I'm just stuffed. And then
if I boil crawfish down here in the house, if I boil crawfish, it's one for every person in the family. That's how it works.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
And
you get
one more than that, you're selfish.
You get one crayfish at a turn, and that's it. Everybody knows. One crayfish a serving.
And you watch each person eat it. That's how it is. It's like opening presents on Christmas. You watch and then you take a picture. It's
right.
And then for dessert, they brought me like a quarter-size cheesecake. It was the tiniest little cheesecake. And
dude, when dealing with rich people, the dessert is always the most frustrating because you're like, at least I'll have cake. I saw a cake, so at least there's cake. And then they bring you out the fucking corner, and you're like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, this isn't even a piece of cake. Fuck them. I'm mad at them for you. Shrimp on a cucumber and a piece of cake.
It was probably the most expensive meal I've ever ate, I bet.
Oh, it was like $120.
Yeah. But no, we did it. They loved us. I think they're going to have us back for, I was pitching them on like, hey, have me at your Christmas party. Like all of your businesses, have me at your Christmas. Your employees will understand me. Like have me.
Your poor people will love me.
When I was doing the some college joke and I was going through job application, I realized 20 seconds in, I was like, these people haven't filled out a job application. I don't fucking know. So then I changed it and went with the angle of like whenever people are begging you for money and trying to get a job from you, like this is the process they have to go through.
There it is.
Yeah. All right, last outdoor story, and then I'm fucking, and then that's it. I just wanted to talk for an hour straight, and then that's it. Just one more thing, Josh. Can I just have fucking?
Go.
Can I just? Goddamn! Would you shut the fuck up so I could just have another?
I've said so much.
I just need another 30 fucking minutes to get out of. Each show I do that is an hour of podcasting. Everybody knows that. Jesus fuck. And so today, the show today. You remember an hour ago whenever I started off the story by talking about the show today, and then I realized I had to tell you about all this other stuff. Man, we gotta do this.
No,
we should do this every week. We should get together and tell this story, so that way they don't pile up on us. And
it's a good point. I got a couple of neighborhood watts I still got to get into.
Yeah, oh dude, this is gonna be a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah, it will easily.
Yeah, and so all right. So today, like this morning before this show, I performed at Lumen Field, which is where the Seahawks perform.
Okay, I felt like I should know what that means. That sounds like you should be familiar.
Yeah, because they had a little thing today. They had a little thing today called the Bacon, Egg, and Kegs Festival, and it was a celebration of all things brunch. And they
just said bacon, eggs, and beer. I'm in. You don't got to bring brunch into it.
Nah, because the show started at noon. I performed at noon today, bruh. And so that was the brunch part of it, is that this was actually, like, the festival lasted from, like, 10:30 to, like, 3:30. And so, and there's, like, booths set up everywhere, and I didn't perform on the field, but I performed inside the stadium, so that counts. I fucking performed at Lumen Field.
And I dare one of you shit buckets to say it doesn't count.
Please come say something.
Fucking do it in the comments.
Say something.
I fucking dare you.
Show me the picture of you performing at a football stadium.
Show us.
Then
let us see it. Show us your big dick
at
a football stadium, because it ain't happened, did it?
Because I got mine. Put it up right. Put my dick on the screen right now, Josh.
Right there. Chase's dick in the stadium is right here.
Right there.
There you go, you dumb shits. Y'all feel dumb now, huh?
You feel like a bunch of assholes, don't you? And so I'm performing. So I've never gone to a Seahawks game. I've gone inside Lumen Stadium twice. One time was to play golf. You remember when I played golf in there?
I do. I'm jealous of that story. That's awesome.
Yeah. They set up stuff all through the stadium, and you hit golf balls onto the football field. And they set up holes and stuff. And so I did that. And then today I performed stand-up comedy there.
Shit to me.
I live a life, bro. Rich people like to have me around as like a little mascot. They're like, look how excited. It's like the best day of his life. Look how excited he is.
He's never even seen it with just one shrimp and a cucumber. Look at him. He probably eats a whole bunch of shrimp. Jesus.
Oh, it's so cute. He ate it so fast. He's so hungry. And so
he's so hungry.
He's so hungry. And it's a festival. There's like booths set up everywhere. There's like a Bloody Mary bar where you could put like people are going crazy over this Bloody Mary. I don't like it either. I don't like the food combination. But this was literally like the big sell of the thing. They're like, it's a 30-foot long Bloody Mary bar, and there's like for real, like the joke that I was making.
How? It's tomato sauce and vodka and a whole bunch of other shit you don't want to
Not
drink.
this one, bro. Not that, because I was making jokes about it. About how I was like, yeah, put a steak in that bitch, right? But basically, you could. There was cheese sticks and chicken nuggets and like food that you could put in there. I just never been able to understand it. I've never been a Bloody Mary person.
Nope.
Every girl,
I like Bloody Marys, but without the vodka.
I will like. Every girl I've ever dated has liked them, and so I've pretended to like them so many times. But I just don't. I
drink no sodium V8 once or twice a day. But don't put vodka in it. Don't float shit in it. I don't want a chicken nugget floating in my drink.
Right.
That doesn't advertising it to anything.
No.
It's a drink you love, but we threw a whole bunch of food you kind of like into it.
Meal. Cheese
6
stick.
French fries. We got.
You know what would help this tomato juice? A
just
cheeseburger.
Mashed potatoes at the bottom.
Yeah.
We stuck a burrito in that bitch.
Yo.
The straw is a corn dog. Have fun.
So we're performing like inside, like once you get in, like all the gate, like the sections, we're performing like right outside the sections. So we're not like in the stands, but we're like where like the concession stands would be is where they have us all kind of performing and stuff. And so literally there's like a booth, and it's like this one does like crazy, they do crazy stuff with bacon, and this one has like a alcoholic root beer float, and this one is Jameson. It's just a booth of Jameson, and they gave it. Yes, and by the way, that's the reason that one stuck out to me, because that was where I was hanging out, because they gave me about 15 different drink tickets, and each like drink was like just a ticket, so I'm getting like full Jamesons all morning. I drank like 5 Jamesons before like fucking 3 o'clock today, Josh. And so
you always aggravated me because you weren't a regular drinker, but when we would drink, your tolerance, you have like military level tolerance. It's impressive.
It's gotten weaker over the year. Like since I moved here, it's gotten weaker, but like I still have my days. Today was one of those days. And
that's because the Pacific Northwest is a bunch of soft ass hoes that drink weak watered down.
These soft ass hoes. They love beer up here though. Like they love like craft beer. They you can't do
IPAs
like,
and stuff.
They'll punch me right in the face if I ask for a Bud Light. Like they do not. They do not. This is the type of stuff I've learned to do, Josh. I've learned to just walk up and go, "Can I have a pale ale? Just whatever pale ale."
The bartender at the worst beer garden in Lafayette at the shows I do down there has made me feel so stupid that I just ask for a local ale every time now. Because if I'm like, can I get a whatever? She's like, really? I'm like, no, I want a. And she's like, ugh. I'm like, all right, fuck you. Then.
All right, man, you fucking care.
She's like, all right, fine. She just throws it at me, or she takes the hose off thing and just sprays it in my face, tells me to fuck off. It's not nice.
And they always act like you should know the fucking like the beer. It's like that beer's not served anywhere else. There's nowhere else that's like serving like the beer's called stocking stuffer or what the fuck ever. Like that's not a beer people are asking for anywhere. They're like Amber's Way. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not. Literally, somebody named Amber made that beer. That's why I called that. Like I'm not. Yeah.
The beer I drink normally is called Paradise Punch, and it's from a New Orleans brewery called Urban South. And I only drink it because the cans are bright green with flamingos on it, and they stick out when I see them. That's the only reason.
That's pretty dope.
It's not because I'm local. It's like because you put flamingos on your can, bro. I'm gonna put it in my gullet. I don't give a fuck. You got me. You reeled me in. Those fish sticks that have the seagull on the boat, that's the ones I eat. I don't even give a fuck about fish sticks. You got a seagull, bird, flamingo. I'm eating it. Well, I just realized the seagull and a flamingo aren't the same thing. Whatever.
But they do the same thing to you.
They're the same bird.
Effect.
Don't at me.
It's the same effect. Like, it still makes me want to eat those fish sticks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Chase.
Yeah. So I had to host this thing,
Fish
which
sticks.
I'm so glad. Didn't you just say it? I thought I was calling back something you said. Oh, okay.
No,
cool.
you did.
Okay. I was about to say, did I just make up fish sticks?
No, I didn't realize you were about to talk about something else. I was going to talk about Carlos.
Okay.
Because you said fish sticks.
All right. I'm halfway through my 3-hour story. Hold on. I'm almost
a shooter.
Done. It's shooter. All right, so it's the festival, Bacon Egg. I'm hosting it, which is great. That's what you want to be. You want to be the host because I don't have to do like a 30-minute set. I just have to go up, make fun of people, get everybody seated. Here's your act. Come up. Wasn't that fun? Joke around a little bit more. Like it's the best place to be. But it's so funny because we're just like in the corner of the stadium, and like there's music playing and stuff. People are walking. Like, it's a full stadium. It's like a full stadium of people just walking around, and we're over in the corner with 20 people in front of us, and we're just trying to do jokes.
So what were the other people doing there? Just
going to all the different booths and
all right,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
There's music playing outside and everything. We're just the comedy show at the festival that, you know, and so so I do my set. It's the greatest thing that ever happened at the Bacon, Egg, and Cake festival. The very first comedy show they've ever done. This festival's gone on for a while. This is the first comedy show, so I just want to say I got the very first laugh at Bacon, Egg, and Cakes Festival, and was the first. No one even thought about jokes until I got there, and so I do my set. I bring up the next comedian, Adam Posse. He's a dude out of Portland. He does his set. He's doing like a 30-minute set. And the second that he gets done, the 20 people that were sitting there all get up and leave. They all at the same time because they want to go do other stuff at the festival. They don't want to sit here for 2 hours. So they get up and leave, and then I walk up, and Monica was also on this show. Me and Monica have been doing a lot of shows together. And so
I've noticed that. I think that's funny. Like we knew Monica years ago. We met her at a show.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you've been doing a lot of shows with her.
Yeah, me and her have been like, we do really good shows. Yeah, we do really good shit together. And so, like, our styles kind of match. Like, they work well.
I remember her being hilarious, but I mean, that was years ago that we did that show.
No, she's better. She's really good. And so I don't want to just bring Monica up to literally empty chairs. Even though that would have been hilarious. So I just start making fun of how everybody left and whatever. And I was like, everybody got enough comedy. And then more people start coming in, and I felt like Corey Mack. I had Corey Mack powers where he can, like, there'd be nobody at the show. Corey Mack is a comedian that we love in Louisiana. And
one of the best.
Nobody at the show, and Corey Mack would just start talking in the microphone or something like 10 minutes before the show started, and suddenly 50 people would show up. Like, he could just talk people into the room.
Corey Mack runs a lot of shows. I think he's in Florida now. Mainly.
Yeah, he is.
Corey Mack runs a lot of shows, and they're always packed, and the crowd is there to see Corey Mack, the host. They're not there. They're never there to see the headliner or the feature. They're there because Corey is a fucking entertainer, and it's all. Do you remember Kate Street? Corey Mack used to host a show in Hammond, Louisiana, at a college bar called Kate Street, and it was an open mic that would start at 11:30 on a Tuesday night. And that fucking place would be 150 people deep. Just packed.
That was the best place to do. That was the best place for us to do material early on. Like, that was like where we learned the most was Tuesday nights at midnight in Hammond. Like that was those are some of my favorite memories of my time in Louisiana. Yeah, so that's what it was. So now every time, and so that became the thing. So in between every comic, we'd get a new audience because the people that were there watched about 30 minutes. And so that was actually kind of cool. It was like refreshing every time. Like, literally a couple people sat down like minutes before the show was over. And I was like, hey, thanks for coming out, but it's fucking over.
Get the fuck out of here.
But no, it was cool. I've been getting out on the road a lot lately, so shit's good. Okay, time. What did I do? An hour and 10 minutes.
You've done an hour and 10 minutes.
That's all it took for me to get through 3 fucking stories. Tell me about your neighborhood, buddy. I'm gonna sit here and shut the fuck up.
There's a guy out here in Covington that in the North Shore area where I live that runs shows. I've never met him. I don't know how he does comedy completely removed from the Louisiana comedy scene. Let me see. Explain that. If anybody's listening, to this, it's not a comic. If you're in the state of Louisiana, pretty much every comic kind of knows each other or the scene
Right.
or like of the area. So you always see like the similar comics. This guy, his name is Terry. He lives out here on the North Shore by me, and he runs a show that I've never heard of him or any of the comics that he books. But every week it's packed out. And he messaged me, fucking finally figured out that one of the hottest fucking comics, The Muscles of Mayhem, lives in his own fucking area.
Ooh,
He finally contacted me, right? He finally contacted me and was like, hey, I've been listening to your podcast. And I was like, oh, uh-oh.
Oh, so you're here to give me money? Is that what this is about?
And he wants me to come do his show, but
hell yeah.
With the surge in COVID, I've been really paranoid about doing shows. The North Shore Comedy, we had to cancel our shows. We put tickets up. This is so much bullshit. We put tickets up. We could sell like 130 seats. And on this show, we had Jacob Craig, Krangus Gillespie, Howard Hall, and Mike Honore, and Morgan fucking Wright. And I should have put Morgan. Why did I say Morgan last? Morgan, you're not the last in that lineup. I know you're listening to this. You're not. I shouldn't have said you last. Howard Hall.
He turned it off already. He heard you say him last, and he was like, I'm done. I got all I need.
I got to be nice to him. He's got a black suit Superman action figure for me. So Morgan, goddamn primetime motherfucking right. And dude, we put it up online and we sold tickets we sold out within 3 or 4 days.
Hell yeah, man.
We had the last time I think we were on the show, we talked about the North Shore Comedy. Me and my buddy Daryl Rollo bought a bar. Daryl Rollo bought a bar out here called Mandeville Social, and we've been running shows. We ran a show from it, and the first night we didn't charge tickets. People showed up an hour and a half early, and we literally had to turn, 50, 60 people away. We fit 200 people in the place, and it was just unbelievable. One of the best shows I've ever been a part of. So I was really excited to get the money from...
Yeah.
So I really wanted that fucking Duckets.
So the fucking Duckets needed to come to me right now.
But that show would have been tonight. But with the COVID scares and the mask mandates,
man, people are talking
it's
about
just
y'all.
not safe. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. It's just not safe, so we had to cancel the shows. The first show we did, we had 2 microphones because I don't want a microphone with you dirty motherfucker. So I had my own mic, and I'm too paranoid to do shows right now, so I had to cancel that. I canceled the Carlos Mencia show I was supposed to do.
I love that.
Turns out to be a blessing.
Yeah, do you want to go into that? I got some questions.
I do a little bit. Carlos Mencia is a great comedian. He draws everywhere he goes. But during all this, he set up for 4 shows in Lafayette, 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. And he sold like no more than 30 tickets for any of the shows.
Any of the
all of the shows, all 4 of the shows were under 30 people each. But his managers or people never replied, so we never found out, do you want to combine the shows? Do you want to whatever? And then it turns out, after agreeing to let me, I had to send a fucking video in to be on the show. So I sent a video in to be on the show nobody else wanted to be on. We've talked about it on here. People thought that if you do a show with it, people thought if we did a show it would damage your name. Anyway, so I sent a video in to do the show. And then like 2 days before the weekend starts, his Mencia's team messages Jason Leonard that runs the Lafayette Comedy where the show was going to be. And was like, hey, I'm bringing a feature and an opener. And I don't want to combine the shows. So I would have gotten 5, 10 minutes. I would have hosted the show. And Lafayette is 3 hours away. I would have stayed in a hotel, which would have been my first night away from the kids. I did a show in Little Rock with Robert Hall, who listens to this show, and I love you, Robert. And Robert was so sweet, he drove all night to get me back so I could be home in time to wake the kids up. So I've never been away from the kids for a whole night. So that was a big deal. And then when I realized there's only 20-something people there, and I'd only be hosting, it's not worth it with all the COVID risks. So I backed out of the show, and apparently it didn't go great. It He apparently isn't very a very nice or gracious person, or he wasn't during this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Which
like
surprises
yeah,
me because you've told me your stories with Carlos Mencia, so I assumed he was a nice guy. He's been shit on so much. There's only one of two ways to go. You either become a huge asshole because you've been shit on so much, or become really nice. And I had the feeling that he had gone the nice way.
he has his moments, from what I can tell. Like it seems like it's one of those things of like, oh, whenever he's in
Makes
a
sense,
fucking
you know.
mood, he's just a dick all the time. You know what? Because like he was not. I worked with him 2 separate times. I did like 6 shows with him, and like it was very like half of them where he was like kind of cool with me, and then the other half I realized like I need to not fuck with him, like kind of not be around him. So like yeah, dude, I don't know, but I wonder what the fuck it was like being like one of 30 people watching Carlos Mencia yell at me for 2 hours, because I know those shows were long as shit.
I was surprised by that. Lafayette comedy usually draws really good crowds. So I was surprised.
I think
by that.
everybody. I kind of think that the area knows about Mencia stealing jokes. I kind of think that.
Do you think that's what it is? I was thinking it was COVID stuff, but I don't know.
Oh, that's definitely not it. COVID is not a reason
In Lafayette,
to stop
yeah,
anything
right.
in Louisiana. Yeah, that's what I've learned. We're not fucking up as bad as you guys are, but we're like slowly like, okay, people maybe start wearing masks again, and there's places that are
I'm
requiring.
We're back on family lockdown. Like, I genuinely wasn't that upset about my beard being cut shorter because I can wear a better mask now, and it's been something. I've been genuinely like I have rubber gloves that I wear sometimes when I go places. It's just I stopped going to the gym. I've had to start working out at home. It's just something I'm nervous about it. It's Zoe had her first day at kindergarten, and now every day, like as soon as she walks in the door, she has to go get in the shower in the tub and bathe because people around here won't wear their fucking mask.
Some places here are requiring your vaccination card to get in. Like you got to show proof of vaccination and stuff. So like there's some things, but like
a whole bunch of fake vaccination cards got busted coming in to New Orleans. Like a shipment of fake vaccination cards.
Just get the fucking shot. Why would you go through getting the fake? That just, I mean, not that I want to get into all that shit, but Jesus Christ. I mean, it's a vaccine. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this anti-vax person, but you've been vaccinated like a lot. Like,
if I could take a shot that could limit or could help lower the risk of me killing someone else, that seems like an easy thing.
Or even if you want to be selfish about it, even if you want to be like, they could keep myself from having long-term lung damage and stuff, like that's also seems like a good reason to do it.
I've seen all you fat shits out here. You're fat, you're out of shape, you got bad lungs. COVID will kill your fat fucking out of shape ass. Go get the shot and stop pretending that you're some kind of fucking Punisher or a superhero. You're not. You're a fat redneck that's scared of a fucking needle. Get the shot, stop killing us. You fucking assholes. Not to get political, but you can all go fuck yourselves. You fucking pussies. Every one of you are fucking pussies. You coward pussies. It's a shot. Get it and stop killing people, you fucking idiots. Jesus Christ. I'm really mad about the whole vaccine thing. I'm very concerned about it because I'm the exact type of person that it's going to kill. I used to have to burn shit with diesel fuel and stir it with a fucking canoe paddle in Afghanistan for the U.S. military. So, I mean, obviously, they trained me to be a weapon of mass destruction. They also filled my lungs with a bunch of shitty smoke that's going to kill me if I get COVID. Get your shot, you fucking cowards. Every one of you. God damn it. Get the shot! All right.
No, that's a good call.
I want to jump back to you were talking about rich people. Can I jump back to the rich people part?
Please. Let's get back to rich people.
I did a show with Mike Honore a year, maybe 2 ago now with COVID. We did a show. We were hired to do a show for the Lake Charles Bar Association. Lake Charles, the city of Louisiana. We did a show for their lawyer bar association. And dude, they didn't want us to come in the front door. They didn't want us to come in the front door. They made us park around the back.
Thought you were gonna embarrass them? What the fuck?
They asked us not to eat if anybody else was around. Like, we should wait until everybody else had their food to eat. They were all really, really shitty to us. And I remember my opening line was, I know I'm literally the only person here with a Velcro wallet. I'll never, like, I know for sure I'm the only person here that has a wallet with Velcro on it. And they were really shitty. And when we got ready to leave, me and Mike stole every bit of the fucker's butter cake. Do you know what butter cake? Dude, we took the whole fucking tray and scraped it in a bag and left. And we drank all their booze.
Amazing.
It was a really uncomfortable experience, and I've never been talked down to. Like, I felt like
you
a
shouldn't
circus.
be.
I felt like a circus act. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, that's fucking bullshit.
I got a couple more things, then we can get out of here. Did you hear that the Mobile Comedy Festival happened this weekend?
No.
Okay.
I remember us doing it. Is that the one we did? Or
no.
We did South something.
Southwest, South, whatever. South
Sounds?
Yeah, South Sounds Music
South
Festival.
Sound. Yeah.
Okay. In 2012 or 13, Mobile had zero comedy scene. Me and Jeff Buck were the first two people to go over there.
No, y'all. I was there early, but yeah, you
couldn't go the first
Jeff
time. I asked Chase before Jeff. I love you, Jeff, but I asked Chase. They had no comedy scene. A guy named Ryan Jetton / William Masters was building it out there. Mobile used to be the funnest place to go do comedy. And then after a couple of years, the last time we went, we made $6 and a lady answered her phone and had a full fucking conversation in the front row of the crowd.
Yeah.
Now, Mobile is a big, flourishing comedy scene. Blue moons are coming back up. I apologize for the audio of me throwing up in my mouth. So Mobile Comedy Festival happened this weekend. It was the first annual, and it's run by a guy named, I don't remember who was Compton Smith. Anyway.
Oh, I know Compton.
Okay. I was really excited to see, like Mobile's back. That was a fun place to do comedy. I checked my old Yahoo email, which I do once a month or so. And you and I were invited to headline at the Mobile Comedy Festival, and I did not know.
Like this one? Who has you, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were asked if we wanted to do a feature one night before the competition. They wanted us to perform.
It had to be somebody we knew from way back when. That would
has to be.
Even,
I'll look it up. I don't have it right here. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's cool Mobile has a comedy festival. But at the same time, I was like, why the fuck wouldn't they ask us to be there? Like, as much as you can draw a crowd in a small town like that, Chase and I, like, we did well in Mobile. People like to come out to Mobile. They like to come out to comedy. So I was like, why didn't we get invited? Well, we did.
I did a show. I did a show in Mobile like 2 years ago. Remember, I went and did that tour with Andrew Rivers up here, and we destroyed it. Yeah, I fucking killed it. Yeah, I love that. That was like, we were talking about Hammond earlier as being like one of the places that we really learned comedy, but like that was definitely our first like road gigs. That was the first experience of like driving 4 hours, doing a show at for nothing. And but it was experience at least.
Money wise, but fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the best times. You felt like a real comic whenever you're going to do that. It's like, fuck, I'm doing Tallahassee on Friday and Mobile on Saturday. Like that was the best shit.
I'm not going to tell anybody I'm sleeping on my friend's couch. I'm going to pretend that I'm doing.
No, that's not for them to know. That is not for them to know.
Those road trips, the car rides to those shows with you and Mike Honore and Matt Brown and stuff, those were the funnest times I think I ever had doing comedy. But anyway, I was really excited to see that they have a good scene down there, and they have a festival now. They didn't forget us. So next year,
that Compton guy though, Compton Smith, I met him 2 years ago when I went down there, and he's running a lot of stuff. He's a good dude. He's one of those, he might not still be, but he's one of those lives in his van guys, or at least whenever I was there, he was.
Fuck yeah.
So he's got the tricked out van with just, all of his life in it. And
he looks like a van dude. I don't know if he is.
Yeah, he's pulling it off. He's definitely pulling it off.
Oh, it works. Have you seen Suicide Squad?
No, wait.
Then
Tell me a neighbor story. Let's get one of those in.
oh, oh boy, I got some neighborhood watch stories for you.
Let's give me your best one, and then we'll start off next week with whatever ones you don't tell, and then or tell them all. I don't give a fuck. We'll do 2 hours.
All right. Do you remember the neighbors I chased out because they took a picture of my house?
Yes, I do. The hipster neighbors that you terrified.
Right. Yeah. Oh, dude. All right. So to catch you up, I saw some hipsters taking a picture of my house.
Not up in here.
I don't know them. Turns out they moved in 2 houses down from me, but I didn't know them. I saw them taking a Polaroid of my house where I have 2 small children. So I walked downhill to yell at them about it. But when you walk downhill, you walk fast. I never have a shirt on. And I started the conversation with, "Hey, what the fuck?" And as I was going downhill, I caught speed, and it became in my head. I was like, "Oh, you're going way too fast. This is way too much." They ran into their house. They literally ran from me walking down the street. It has now been a month and a half since then. Way past time to be like, "Hey, I didn't mean to be weird."
Right. No, you just gotta live. It's just gotta be unspoken now.
I was on my front porch, smoking a little left-handed cigarette, and I saw them walking down the street. And this motherfucker, the male of the couple, had the fucking audacity to yell at me from the street to ask me where I get my stuff.
Your stuff.
So I'm
like,
on my front
he's asking you about drugs? He's asking you about weed? You motherfucker.
I'm not trying to brag, but I have a yard that's big enough that if you're on one end of it, you shouldn't be yelling about illegal drugs to the other end of it.
Yeah.
It's a yard that's that big. Don't yell. He goes, "Hey, that smells good, man. I like to." All right. I know he's not a cop, but he said he likes to blow trees. And I've never been more sure that somebody that wasn't a cop was a cop.
Yeah.
Because
he could be talked into it.
I was like, this dude is either a cop or he could be talked into it. Or he's a big Law and Order fan. He could be talked into it. You're exactly right. You dirty motherfucker.
That's an informant right there. He's not going down with everybody else.
I know the squealers when I see them.
Yeah. No, they arrest that dude. He'd be like, "Wait, no. I know 2 houses down. I know a place. You want weed? I'll get you weed." Okay.
Exactly. That motherfucker says, "Hey, that smells good, man. I like to blow trees. We just moved here and I don't know where I could get it." And I yelled from my front yard,
"Shut the
fuck off."
Yeah.
Said, "Fuck off." And I didn't even, dude, Chase, I didn't want to say it. It's not the funniest thing I could have said in the moment, but it was the knee-jerk reaction to some strange asshole in a fedora.
No.
In a fedora! Yelling at me from the street about illegal drugs. Look, I don't give a fuck. Cops ain't coming for me. Y'all ain't gonna take me down. I'm not worried about it. But I don't need my neighbors getting bullets going through their backyard when the cops come and try to take me down. I don't want my neighbors' sweet dogs getting shot. They can't handle that.
Take that.
Come on. You want to do that to them? My neighbors have a sweet little Chesapeake Labrador. You're gonna upset a Chesapeake Lab? Is that what you want to do? Because I'll tell you what, your bullets ain't gonna hurt me. I don't know if you know this. Come on, you ain't going through this. So then that was the end of that conversation, because once you yell "fuck off" at somebody asking you for illegal drugs, it's usually the end of the conversation. It's not a lot to say fuck off. Not a lot to say after that.
Yeah.
The other day, someone posted in the neighborhood Facebook group. They stopped in front of their house, in front of a neighbor's house, and took a picture of a guy's work trailer in his driveway. And she wrote, "Well, some of us pay HOA dues, so some of us can't just park whatever we want in our drive." And like went on a big rant about this guy parking his stuff in his own driveway. And
just insane.
They're your neighbor. If you had time to stop and take a picture to post in the group, you could walk to the front door and ask them about it too. But also, it was literally in their driveway. It wasn't in the street. It wasn't in the yard. In their fucking driveway. And pretty much everybody just started shitting on her immediately. And I couldn't, dude. I was outside and I was like, you know what? Today's the day. I got time. I got time.
I got time today.
And I said, how does them parking their stuff in their driveway affect you in any way at all? And apparently that comment hurt that woman much more deeply than the people that are like, why don't you mind your own fucking business? All of that didn't fly. What I said hurt her way more deeply because she definitely had to comment. Dude, she just started launching into me. Apparently you haven't read the HOA rules. And I just said, no, I haven't.
Yeah, because it doesn't,
and
it's fine.
I said, no, I haven't. She said, well, you should. And I said, I doubt they say you can't park your own property in your driveway. And then she started posting screenshots of big, long paragraphs of HOA rules that I'm not going to read it. I don't give a fuck. If it's yours, you could park in your driveway. I don't understand why that would even be an issue. But she just kept going. And so I was like, I need to see who I'm arguing with just so I know. And she tagged the HOA in all of her comments. Like she tagged the HOA group so they would see it.
Snitching ass.
Oh, dude, after a couple of them, I wrote, you think I give a fuck you tagging the HOA? What are they going to do? Kick me out of the neighborhood for being rude? Come on. What are you doing? But she kept tagging the HOA in every comment, posting pictures of rules that I guess I literally would refuse to read them. You put that much work in to argue with me, I'm just not going to read it. So I went into her profile and she's like a anti-vax. The government is tyranny and they're trying to control our freedoms, which is hilarious. Because if you're worried about government control and tyranny, why are you snitching on your neighbor for parking their trailer in their driveway to the HOA?
There's rules. There's rules, Josh.
Exactly.
In a society, we must have rules.
I laid that out for her in a comment about how that was kind of weird. And then, bruh, the next comment, and I'll try to put the picture in here if it hadn't been deleted yet. The next comment was her husband asking me to come to the front circle and meet him for a fight.
Awesome.
And I said, okay, I'll be there. You go wait out front at the front circle at 1:30 today. That was the real time. At 1:30 at August 14th.
Oh, he set a time?
He set a time. I said, I'll meet you out there, name a time and place. And he said, come meet me at 1:30. I said, you go stand in the front circle at 1:30 and I'll come out there to fight you. And then that motherfucker has been waiting 9 hours.
Since 1:30.
9 hours, I guess.
I go post back in the group. Just where were you, coward? Huh? Just don't want to show up.
I'll post it down here. I went to the circle before the time, like right at the time he should have shown up if he was there exactly the time, and posted a picture without my shirt on flexing. And then he never showed up, and I haven't commented it yet. Well, he might have showed up. I left.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till he says I didn't show up, and then I'm going to post that picture in there. I used to, one of my favorite things when I was younger was when people used to threaten me in road rage incidents, I would tell them to pull over and we could fucking fight. And I'm like, fucking pull over. We'll fucking do this right fucking now. And then when they pull over, I would just keep driving.
Yeah.
Come on. The other neighborhood,
I mean, not right now.
I mean, now you've pulled off the side of the interstate, so good luck getting back on. See you later, you dumb fuck. The other neighborhood, Watts. I was walking in my neighborhood back here by the creeks. I pointed like you can see this, right? The people listening on creeks over there.
Look at them creeks.
I was walking around the creek and I was smoking a joint. I was smoking a big old blunt. My dad had just passed. I was pretty sad. I was emotional. I'm smoking big old doinks, big doinks,
large fries.
And a guy walks out from across. So big doink and a large fry, bitch.
I just never called weed a large fry before, and it just made me.
It made me laugh too, which is why I want to say it again because that's really good. So the creeks are like one side is just woods and nobody's around you, and then the other side is the bottom of people's backyards. But then like 30 yards in between them because it's a big creek. I'm on the side facing the woods, which I always am. There's a tree that's fallen down that I go sit on and smoke. And a guy is outside letting his dog pee. And he sees me and he walks down to the edge and he says, That don't smell like a cigarette. And I stopped and I just stared at him for a minute because what?
Yeah, because now you have
What?
to kill another neighbor. Now it's just a new one.
What? But also, there's no way that he smelled it yet because I lit it when he was said that. Like it didn't travel that far. So you just saw, oh. So you see a 41-year-old jacked up Mohawk meat castle with a big old fat dick beard walking around in the woods, and you assume he's probably doing performance enhancing drugs. Well, guess what, you fucking nerd? I was. So he yells at me, that don't smell like a cigarette. And I don't know if he's joking. I don't know him. I don't, so I just stared at him for a minute and then walked into the woods to sit on my tree and smoke. I finished this huge doink. I do this. I don't know if you can see, but I'm holding my arms at least 3 feet apart because that's how big this doink was. It was a big old, it was a large fry.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on my tree smoking it. And right as I finish to put it out, this fucking guy walks up into the woods. He had walked from his backyard all the way around the creek to come to the woods where I was to tell me that he didn't appreciate me doing drugs in his backyard.
Did you explain how far he had to walk to get to where you were?
No, I could have, but Chase, I took my shirt off and just started throwing sticks at him.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. Dude, I don't know how that makes me sound. I don't know if that ruins my reputation, but
No.
My dad had just passed. I was really upset. I was trying to get some fresh air and I just threw shit at him and just like a passionate primal scream as I threw sticks at him until he left. Chase, look, I'm serious. Ah! Just throwing fucking sticks and rocks and pine cones, anything I could get until he left. And then he walked away. And
yeah.
So
who wins in a fight? The smartest or the craziest? It's the fucking craziest. That's who wins.
Oh, so after all, dude, this went on longer than you think it would have. Because it seemed like he thought.
By the way, already too long. Just already longer than I ever could have imagined. That it happening is longer than I could have even thought.
It's one of the most uncomfortable situations. I did this for such a long time that because I could tell instantly he thought, oh, he's doing this to make me go away, so I'm gonna wait him out. And at the same time he had to wait me out, I thought I'm gonna scream until my lungs bleed.
I could do this forever.
I will do this until I can't pick up another stick. And it went so much longer than so long. Just long enough I was listening to a podcast in my ears and it lasted long enough that I had to rewind the podcast to catch all the stuff I'd missed. And he walks away from me.
Wait, what was that? I was throwing sticks at my neighbor. What did I miss right quick? Don't you hate when that happens?
He walks away from me, but I come out pretty soon behind him because I had finished my big, large fry. There's only one exit, so I'm like 7 feet behind him because he's walking back to his house. And dude, we're walking 30 feet apart. He's in front of me and I'm right behind him, and we're just because I have to circle back around.
Yeah, that's the route. That's how you get out of there.
And he stops and turns around and looks at me like very judgmentally. And Chase, I shit you not, I looked him right in his face, went,
yeah.
I just shrugged my shoulders like, I don't know what you're gonna call the cops. I don't know what you're gonna do. And now I've seen that guy several times since then, and he will not make eye contact with me.
Yeah, because he knows what's good for him.
I realized it the first time that he wouldn't look at me because I said, "What's up?" when I was walking by with the dogs, and he wouldn't look at me.
You said, "What's up?" to him.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
How's your day, man? You been doing good?
That makes it sound like way more.
Good to see you, man.
That way it makes me sound like way more of a sociopath than I actually am. It was the next day or so.
Oh, are you? Dude, that's still... What do you mean? That didn't make it sound better.
I was walking my dog, and I'm in the front of his house where
Are
the
you
other
still
day
mad
I'd
about
been.
that?
The other day I'd
mad about
been behind his house, so I didn't recognize him. And I just said, "What's up?" And he looked at me so weird. And I walked by, and then I was like, "Oh fuck." Oh, right. That's the adult man I screamed and threw sticks at.
You think I would have remembered him? You think he would have been
You would think this wouldn't
happen
happen to me so much that it would be memorable. You would think. And I said, "What's up?" And he wouldn't look at me at all. And Chase, ever since then, I've gone out of my way to make him look away from me.
Of course you have. I know you. Of course you have.
I have stopped the car with the family in it to talk to him, just to watch him get uncomfortable and leave. I've stopped the car while he's bringing, "Hey man, what's up? You walking your dog? I saw that. He's a big old boy. How old is he?" But he didn't want to say shit because he knows that this dude is the type of psycho that will just throw sticks and scream at you. And like, after I've taunted him several times for not looking at me, and Chase, he will not look at me for anything. I tried to put myself in his shoes, and I'll be honest with you, that dude has to think I'm a psycho. Like when I look at it from the other side, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no." If I just walked up to some dude sitting on a tree,
there's not two sides. There's not two sides to it. There's not one side where it's like, "Oh, that was actually a reasonable, understandable thing." Both sides are your psycho. It's just how is he going to deal with it? That's what it is.
Look, Chase, I don't want to look. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to raise children in a world that I can't rip my shirt off and throw sticks at a neighbor while I scream at the top of my lungs. That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't want that either. If that's what I sounded like, then I would say I'm not. No, let your light shine. Okay,
that's not the America I fought for.
Shine like a diamond out there, buddy. Throw the fucking sticks. I'm just saying that there's not a second side where that's a reasonable thing. But don't stop. But just every time you do it, you're the crazy one.
After the weird interactions a couple of times, I finally put myself in the shoes and realized how weird it was. And then I ran into him again afterwards, walking my dog. I was walking my dog on this side of the creek, and he was walking his dog on this side of the creek. And we locked eyes, and he gave me the look of, "You're a grown man who took your shirt off and ran at me while throwing sticks, screaming at the top of your lungs." And I looked back at him, and Chase, I swear to God, I went, and I did one finger gun at him. Because fuck it. I don't care anymore.
No, man. The second that he left his house to go walk into the woods to get that guy that was doing drugs away from everybody else, he is now responsible for everything that happens to him after that.
Thank you. He is 5 houses down the street. So he had to walk up 5 yards worth, then around those 5 yards, and then 5 yards back down to meet me into the woods. I could not have been further away from people doing what I was doing. And what I was doing was fucking partying. And so that's none of your goddamn business, you fucking party narc. But because of everything that's been going on, I've eased up on my weed consumption. And when you're not as high as I normally am, you start thinking about all the times that you've taken your shirt off and just charged at strangers.
Yeah.
And how that might be weird since you're a 41-year-old adult man who has children. And you know what I did to reconcile that? I just started smoking a lot more again.
There you go. Fix it.
I started getting strapped in my head about like this. You got to work on some stuff. Your dad just passed and he was really nice. You probably shouldn't just take your shirt off and charge people. And then I got real high and I ordered a leopard print Macho Man Speedo that I'm going to wear to the beach. And I'm just going to
throw sticks at people.
I will never not take my shirt off and chase you motherfuckers. Never.
That's a wrap. That's how you end the show. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for listening. Oh, did you have something else? I didn't mean to.
It's really good. It's really good to talk to you, dude. I don't want to get too serious, but since my dad, this is the first time that I've really laughed like this, and thank you.
Man.
It's been
I love
great.
You, brother. You know that.
I love you too.
I love you,
Thank
and I'm here for whatever you need, and I'm glad
Dude,
that you're
next
feeling
time
good
you
enough to be goofy with me again.
Next time you come down to visit, we're gonna go into the woods without shirts on, and we're gonna get high as fuck.
I'm not
We're
even
gonna
bringing a
charge-
shirt.
Dude, don't. I can't.
I'm
fucking
flying
wait.
with my shirt off. I'm going through shirtless. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Bucketsofduckets.com. We'll see you next week. We're back next week. Bye.
Ah!
Good shit.